It's art roast time. I hope you're ready, so let's go. Hey people, it's Temi if you're new here, and it's time for another Temi Trash Talks Your Art. This is a series where I just critique your art. So it's not so much a roast. I'm definitely going to try to be constructive in my criticism, and let's get straight to it. So I'll be looking at my phone and I'm looking under the hashtag Teminators on Instagram. Okay, so this is the first one I've seen. It's an artist copy. So I actually did this drawing of Beyonce with the lion when she had the whole Lion King thing coming out. You have done a great job. I think the colors, like the back, the shoulders, the shadows, I'm really here for it. I'm also really here for the highlights you've got in B's hair, the detail on the lion. Fantastic, fantastic job. The final thing I'll praise you for are the proportions. The proportions are top notch. Like you can see Beyonce's likeness here. For improvements, the first thing is with your blend. So you definitely want a smoother transition from the highlights in her face to the shadows. There's a key midpoint area that you're kind of missing, so pay attention to that. And then also with the detail. So for the line, you're meant to have like some fur-like details. So in your strokes, you don't just want long strokes, you want kind of short strokes. And also the detail in the hair. You kind of want to go from like shadow to highlight, shadow to highlight. It's kind of hard to explain, but just pay attention and work on your details. And I think it will improve this drawing so much. Oh, I really love this. So I'm not actually sure what medium this is in. It's given me like a painterly style. Like I wouldn't be surprised if oil pastels was used, but it says hashtag alcohol markers. So in fact, I'm very, very impressed about this technique. I think it's such a nice style. And it's kind of hard for me to critique other styles because I don't know if this is the vibe that you're going for, but I would definitely say the colors. The colors are amazing. It pops greatly. I love the blue of the cap with the warmness of the skin tone. I think it's just amazing. The proportions, like everything about it is just really, really nicely done. For improvements, I don't like this background color. I don't know if it's just me. I'm not very good at backgrounds. I usually miss out backgrounds. So I can't really say what I think would work better. But there's just something about this yellow that I'm not quite here for. And then the fact that the background isn't really blended, like the vignette effect isn't really blended. I'm not really sure what's going on. Other than that, I'm not really going to talk about the blend of the skin or the top because I'm not sure if it's the actual vibe and technique you were going for, but I think it's really nice. What I would say is the detail of the chain, it kind of looks like it's floating. So you want shadows where it's kind of leaning on the shirt, but this is beautiful, so well done. Next, we have this beautiful drawing of this woman, and I just love the colors of the flower, even like the mood of the look. I'm really here for the softness in her expression, the softness in her face. I don't know what kind of bird this is. I don't know my birds. I was going to say peacock. It's definitely not a peacock. Anyway, the colorful bird is so nice, and the flowers, just the vibrancy of the colors, I think works really nice. I also love how you rendered her hair. I think it's just so beautiful and so flowy. I love the blue that's kind of in the highlight spot. I think it just adds something really nice to the drawing. Improvements wise, you've definitely started with the skin. I would say just go a step further. So this looks like one layer of just like shadows, and it kind of gives me a lack of confidence to go even deeper with it. So you want to find a highlight color that you can use to cover the whites of the paper. You want to go even deeper with the shadow colors. So if you're scared of, affecting the face, think about the jaw and the neck. I'm not sure what color you've used, but the brown is not really going to work to deepen that shadow point enough. And then also with the shoulder and the back, like I like the fact that you've used, this orange and red. Maybe you're using a limited set of colors, which is fair. But, I really want you to go deeper and just to go a step further, add another layer of coloring pencils with even more vibrant colors, find the highlight colors, find the midtones, find the shadows, and just layer a little bit and you'll get to a nice opaque point. But well done. Okay, and now we have this graphite drawing. I think it's beautiful. I think you've captured the likeness really well. So I think your proportions are spot on. I also like your values. So I like the fact that you've gone deep enough with the values. Like the eyeliner is very deep and dark. So it's a fantastic start. For improvements, the first thing that's coming to mind is your hair. You've done a pretty good job of the highlight and midtones, but if you can see, the eyeliner is so dark that the hair kind of looks washed out. So those darkest points, those shadow points, you're definitely missing it in the hair. And then also with the blend of the face, on white paper, it's kind of scary to, add some shadow into the face. What can help you is if you shade a separate bit of paper and then you use tissue paper or like a blending stump, and then you apply the shadows with that, it will definitely give you much softer shadows than if you were just applying the pencil. So I've got a video where I'm giving you tips on realistic drawings for graphite drawings. I'll link it up in the cards and it'll definitely help you to level up your graphite drawings. But this is a great start, so well done. Okay, now we have this beautiful drawing, and Hello, Temi. My name is Gianna. I'm 14 years old. Wow. 14? 14? The vibrancy of the skin tones, the hair, even the expression, like your attention to detail with the proportions, the fact that you've captured her joy. This is stunning. I mean, I actually love the purple background you chose as well. I just feel like it makes her stand out even more. You have done an amazing, excellent job. You should be so proud of yourself. For improvements, your next step is to work on the blend a little bit. I think you've captured the skin color beautifully, but you just want to go in with one more layer. I think you're missing one more layer of colors just to blend and create a very smooth, seamless base. I don't know if it's the paper you're using here or the coloring pencils, but you're just missing that smoothness and that, opaque, beautiful finish. And after you do that, I feel like this will really level up. The other thing that comes to mind is with your shadows. So the dark brown you've used for your shadows works well. So it does provide good contrast and, I can see the values very well. And I'm glad you included the reference picture here. But you can see that the shadows by the neck and the jaw is very deep. Like it's almost the same value as the hair. And if you look at your drawing, you can see that it's a lot lighter. So to get those deeper shadow colors, you want to bring in the purples, you want to bring in the blues. And when you layer the purple over the brown that you already have, it just intensifies the shadows. It just really deepens the value. It's kind of hard to explain, but on your next piece, just work on an additional layer, to smooth out the skin and then to deepen the shadows, and you've got this. The last thing is with the earring, and it's definitely not that deep, but with circular earrings, I feel like it's easier to see when it's not as perfect. It's kind of hard to actually achieve, so well done. But maybe with your pencil sketch, draw around something or make sure you have a perfect circle because it really does stand out when it's not. But well done, because this is a beautiful, beautiful drawing. Okay, next we have this colorful, vibrant portrait, and I feel like you have done an amazing job. The colors, I just love that you've captured the colors. You're using these different colors and it just really adds to the vibrancy of the portrait. I'm so here for this. I also love your values. So I can see the lightest white points. I can see the deepest, darkest points in the hair. You have done a truly amazing job capturing this. I already know what picture this is from. So kudos to you for capturing all of that nicely. For improvements, I'll say work on your proportions. Now, I can't tell if this is stylized, if this is, in your own kind of style. So if it is, then I guess you can ignore what I'm saying right now. But to work on your proportions, and it's more around the sizing. So I feel like the size of the eyes and lips don't necessarily match the actual head. So I don't know how you started it with your sketch. So if you started by sketching the eyes and then you did the head around it, but pay attention to that to make sure it proportionally makes sense. And then also the hand. So the hand looks incredibly massive. So again, just pay attention to make sure everything fits and everything's relative to the last thing you just sketched. But yeah, other than that, I really like the fact that you've used a lot of reds. I can see some blues and purples on that side. I do want you in the red side as well to use purples in the shadows. So especially for the arm, from the red, I'm just seeing brown, and I think it would form a nicer gradient and a nicer shadow effect with some purples or some other supplementary colors. Other than that, the detail in the hair kind of flows. And I mentioned this earlier in the video, but it goes from the shadow, highlight, and I think you've kind of just drawn it as individual strands rather than locks of hair. So pay attention to that as well. But this is a great start, and I can't wait to see your next pieces. And next we've got this one. And oh my gosh, guys, have you seen Squid Game? I absolutely loved it. And I wanted to do Squid Game art, but I didn't have the time. Anyway, I love this. And I think the way you captured this, the value, firstly, the proportions. I can instantly tell who it is. So you've done a fantastic job there. And the way you've captured this, the detail, the values, the deepest points, the bright highlights, just an amazing, amazing job. Even the way you've rendered that shirt, the tie, it's just all looking very nice. The hair, his eyebrows, oh my gosh, his eyes. Okay, basically, I love a lot of things about this drawing. In terms of improvements, the first thing that's come to mind is his hand. So his hand looks tiny in comparison to his face. I don't know if it's just me, but it just doesn't feel like it matches. So just like I mentioned with an earlier person, pay attention to the proportion of each thing relative to whatever else in your drawing. And yeah, other than that, I don't know what coloring pencil brand you used for the red and blue, but the shading is a little bit patchy. I don't know if you're new to coloring pencils. If you work in light layers, you can produce a really nice blend. And also with the shadow, like the shadow behind the red cards, you don't just want to use black, or I'm not sure if you just use your graphite pencil, But, you know, you want to use the supplementary colors. If you watch any of my color and pencil drawing videos, I always speak about these extra colors that you want to look out for. So definitely try to pay attention to those. But well done, because this is a beautiful drawing. Okay, now we have this one, and you can instantly tell it's a fox. So well done there, because anyone can look at this drawing and know what it is. So you've done great on the proportions. Also the colors, I think you've chosen the perfect colors for this. I think you've done pretty good on the values as well. You've definitely gone to the deepest points. For improvement, I would definitely say you're missing the highlights. So this to me looks like a base layer, and then you can go over with coloring pencils to add short strokes for like the fur-like effect. And if you go even deeper with the values, so where you've got some shadowing, you want to go even deeper. And again, it's what I'm always saying, like using the supplementary colors. It's kind of hard to say without a reference. But just to take away from the flat drawing, the sharpest highlights, and then even using white, especially for the eyes and just the sharpest highlights. If you get a good white pen, you'll be able to really bring back those highlights. But also with a white coloring pencil, just to, you know, with the fur-like effect, you would definitely take this drawing to the next level. And we've got this portrait of me. That's always one way to catch your attention on this hashtag. I absolutely love this. The vibrancy of the skin tone. You've got my skin glowing. I'm so sure my skin does not look like this in real life, but you've just captured the glowing skin. I love how you've rendered the hair as well. The collarbone. No, I'm so sorry. This is amazing. Even the highlights in the eyes, the gloss of the lips, even the earring. Wow. My edges are looking cute. You know what? I think you've done an incredible job. And improvements, I'm not going to lie to you, it's very hard to say because I think your values, just so many parts of this are incredibly amazing. The only thing I would say is I think the shadowing on the nose is a tiny bit too dark. And this is me really just nitpicking, but honestly, I think you've done an incredible job. The gloss of the lips, I can see where you were going for, but the highlight and the hue of the lips doesn't quite match the portrait as much as I would like it to. So you've got the top and bottom lips being the same kind of pink color, but the top lip, it's definitely much more brown and closer to my face shade. And then the bottom lip is more of the pink. But you have done an incredible job. And we will finish up there. So if you want your art to be featured next time, use hashtag Teminators. You don't have to draw me, but if you do, I would love to see it. So tag me on Instagram. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.